Ama Addo is a Ghanaian-American storyteller who was born and raised in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Growing up in the concrete jungle with an African-American mother and a Ghanaian father, she always had a dream of connecting with the soul and soil of Ghana. In 2014, she visited Ghana for the first time and fell in love with the natural food and thriving creative industry. Today, she lives in Accra, where she journeys toward her purpose of telling stories that connect and uplift the African diaspora. Before she shares her experience with you as a creative entrepreneur in Ghana, I have a big surprise for you. Enjoy! And as I said early on, I'm going to interview Esiodua. She is actually a Ghanaian-American and she is a creative entrepreneur. We're going to ask her how she is surviving in Ghana as a creative entrepreneur. Esiodua, you're looking as good as usual.
Oh, thank you. So are you, sis?
I just love your hair.
I love your outfit, your swag, everything.
It's good to have you on the show.
Thanks for having me.
Esiodua, let us begin with a glimpse of your childhood growing up in the U.S.
Growing up, I was very quiet. I would say that many youth or I would say many children who are in between cultures, whether it's Ghanaian culture and American culture or like Nigerian culture, Jamaican culture, there's this kind of duality where, let's say when you're around the Americans, you're the African person, but then when you're around the Africans, you're the American person.
Okay.
So it was like an interesting experience. But I really like to read. I didn't grow up with my dad. So when I would visit my dad, maybe like on holidays and stuff, you know, we knew how to eat the fufu, we knew about the food and stuff like that. But we didn't really speak Tree and stuff like that. But yeah, my parents, my mom and my dad, kind of gave us the freedom to live the life that we chose. But at the same time, there was this kind of cultural upbringing that I was raised in.
When you came to Ghana, what was the culture shock that you experienced?
Some of the culture shocks I witnessed in Ghana was getting on the chocho, and people would get in the chocho and start preaching, and then, so let's say now, I have a nose ring. People would get on the chocho and start preaching, like, oh yeah, these people with nose rings, these people with tattoos, and I'm just like, is it, you know? So that was the culture shock. I feel like in the US, people kind of are a little bit more freer, but in Ghana, people want to like kind of teach others how they should behave, or not really teach, is like coerce others into like behaving or conforming to the society. I guess it's like when in Rome. I guess. But another thing was the fact that, you know, being an American was such a big deal. You know, growing up, there's a lot of, I grew up in Philadelphia, and there's a lot of different, there's Italians, Mexicans, you know, like there's a lot of, right, mixed race, a lot of Liberians, Jamaicans. So I grew up around different people, but in Ghana, it's like, oh, you're a foreigner, and it's such a big thing. I'm like, we're all just human beings, you know. So I felt like even now, sometimes I try to kind of I try not to draw attention to myself when I go out, because I don't want to be a target. Because you're a foreigner, it means you're rich, it means that you flew over here, it means that. So one of the shocks was that feel like I'm targeted because I'm a foreigner.
Okay.
Another culture shock I witnessed was going to the market in the U.S. when someone goes, it's like they're catcalling you, but in Ghana they're just calling you. They're not insulting you. But as an American, I'm like, is this person like catcalling me? And then also it was just so crowded in the market, and the bargaining.
Yeah, people would actually force you to buy.
Yeah, yes. And then people even grab you in the market, grab your arm. It's like I have to be a soldier in the market. But now, I think some things now I'm learning how to manage it. Maybe going to the market, I dress down, I dress very down, especially if I'm in the market, because I don't want people to think that I have money and try to overcharge me. I always tell people I'm a student, even though I'm like almost 30 years old, and they're like, obviously no, I'm not a student, but I don't know. I always say I'm a student, and then I also speak tree mostly with the sellers.
So I know you are a vlogger and writer, but then aside that, do you have anything that you do as a creative entrepreneur? Talk to us about Asido's Imprint.
Asido's Imprint is a brand that I started in 2016 when I was in Ghana. I was living in the village of Berkusu, such a spiritual, magical village. And I actually started Asido's Imprint when I started my locks, interestingly enough. And I felt like I was always, since a young child, I was always reading, I was always writing. So I said, let me just channel my writing into Asido's Imprint and see maybe it can have a positive impact on other people of the African diaspora, people who are interested in traveling to Ghana, natural hair, people, entrepreneurs. And so I really created Asido's Imprint with the intention to fuel a creative economy.
Okay. So Asido, how do you see Ghana's creative industry and that of the US?
I definitely think Ghana's creative industry is developing. I noticed that many Ghanaian creatives like work internationally, and that gives them exposure. Like Beyonce's Black is King. Dance Guy Lloyd, the dancer, Dance Guy Lloyd being featured on Black is King kind of like boosted his international appeal. Also, I think that the diaspora is kind of waking up to Africa's power, and Ghana is becoming a country that's known for like a place for expats or repatriates or even people of the diaspora to reconnect with and reinvest in. And so I think that now is a great time for Ghanaian entrepreneurship, creative entrepreneurship in Ghana. Not because of the international community that's finally realizing Ghana's greatness, but things are just kind of snowballing. And then also Ghana's like hipster community is like somehow also developing.
Oh, okay. I see. So how do you actually rate what you're doing? You know, you are a creative entrepreneur and then you're in Ghana here. You need to adjust to trends. I know you started it in the US, but then here you are in Ghana. And just as you said, it's developing. So how are you surviving? How are you coping?
That's a very interesting question. Let me think about that one. As far as adjusting, okay. One of the reasons why I moved to Accra, when I first came to Ghana, I was in the eastern region because that's where most of my family live. But I always felt like if I came to Accra, then I could kind of be myself a little bit more, be around open-minded people, things like that. So now, how do I adjust? The way I'm adjusting is that I mostly connect with expats and then Ghanaians who I feel like will not try to like take advantage of it. Because I find that most I would say most. Many Ghanaians I have met, you're very nice. I'm obviously not talking about you. But a lot of Ghanaians, even artisans, they will like meet foreigners and feel like, let me see how I can get over on this person. So I'm always having to practice discernment with people here because I know many people just see me as a dollar sign. And even sometimes you're like, oh, let's collaborate, let's connect. But in the back of their mind, there's
they have another agenda.
Exactly. And I know that other Ghanaians also experience this as well. So how do I think that this will be any different? So I'm having to definitely seek out my community with 2 pairs of glasses on.
Undoubtedly, you can't compare the creative industry in the US and that of Ghana. So what are some of the challenges that you're facing?
Some of the challenges that I face in Ghana, definitely cybersecurity. One of the biggest challenges I've faced so far, cybersecurity in Ghana. But other than that, things actually have been pretty good. There are really cool people in Accra, there are really cool people in Ghana, really cool artists, and there are open-minded people, and I'm grateful that I was able to meet cool people and network with other entrepreneurs and things like that, because there have been some really positive relationships that I've been able to build. So, but yeah, some of the challenges is just finding the right people, which I think is like a global issue. Just is finding the right people. But I would say one difference is that in the U.S. there are definitely more resources. Let's say, for example, during COVID, there are more resources for U.S. entrepreneurs or creative entrepreneurs to have access to COVID grants and COVID funds as compared to Ghana. But I have also been seeing that there are some COVID-related grants for entrepreneurs that are Africa-based. So one thing that I noticed is that there are organizations that kind of focus on Africa, and they kind of work to fill in the gap of the structural issues that still are developing in Ghana.
So how lucrative is Ghana's creative industry?
I think that Ghana's creative industry is very lucrative, especially because as a country that is developing, there are so many needs to be filled, meaning that there are so many opportunities when it comes to sanitation, filling the gutters, waste. The opportunities in Ghana I feel like are endless. But a few things that I feel people really would need as a toolkit would be a little bit of capital or startup capital for their business, the ability to build positive relationships, and good connections.
So what inspires you to keep going with your brand?
What inspires me to keep going is seeing how far that I've come. I notice when now here in Ghana, as people here down from the U.S., they maybe don't realize that I'm like from the hood. So even in Ghana, being in Ghana here is like, obviously the hoods in Ghana are different than the hoods in the U.S. But I think that the younger me will be proud of who I am today, so that keeps me going.
I see. Wow. That's her inspiration. We are going for a quick commercial break and we will be right back.
Toi, plus moi, plus eux, plus tous ceux qui le veulent, plus lui, plus elle, et tous ceux qui sont seuls. Allez, venez, et entrez dans la danse. Allez, venez, laissez faire l'insouciance. À deux.
Welcome back from that short commercial break. I still have it here in the studio, Esiodua, and we'll be continuing with this discussion. I know you're having fun. So Esiodua, I would like to know who you look up to in the industry, Ghanaian industry.
I look up to boss women. So that can be either from someone that has a shop in the market, As long as they're not selling bleaching creams.
Oh, you are anti-bleaching activist.
I am just gonna throw that out there. But yeah, I look up to many people like I think it's really cool what Ife Odo is doing with the Fix the Country Ghana movement, and I also think it's cool that she's kind of expressing herself in the way that she sees fit. Although Ghanaian society can be very how do you say, one way. Yeah, I also think Bozoma St. John, I think she works at Uber now, is very cool. Kwame Nkrumah, Samia Nkrumah, I know he's at the industry, but more generally, I find inspiration from so many people. Even women who sell water on the streets, on the road. You know, it's like the hustle or the grind. You know. But yeah, I met Samia, the Honorable Samia Nkrumah, and it was just it was such a powerful experience for me. And yeah, so many people. The expats that are in Ghana who persisted. Yeah, of course, the women in my family. I look up to my dad. Yeah.
Alright, I see. So if you have the opportunity to change something in the industry, what would that be?
I would definitely improve access to resources, access to startup capital, access to angel investors, because a lot of people have great ideas in Ghana. I know that the NEIP, National Entrepreneurship Investment Program, is doing great things in Ghana, but it takes a village, you know? And so I think access to capital can really help to propel Ghanaian entrepreneurs to the next phase of their success.
Oh, I see. I would say it again, you've been in Ghana for 3 years, and I know you can express yourself in Chi, just as you said earlier on. So this particular moment, viewers, we are gonna see her Chi speaking ability. Yes. So begin with Etison. Oh, me who ya pound. Now the person me who say na the oh yeah Ghana.
Okay, me a journalist.
Okay, to say na efa.
Like how is it going in Ghana?
Yeah.
Okay, Ghana is there, but
Nyame sawo.
Okay, me go society and yeah 100%, but me the brofo befra.
Hey, okay.
Yeah, so Ghana is there, but corruption it's like
hey.
we have bread. And some will say that ejumani how do I say?
It also would you say ejumani?
Okay. Makes me because me no me ejuma ewo internet so. Thank you.
Okay. And before you go, you're gonna sing in Chi as well. So we're gonna get that going. So let's go.
Okay. This is a song by an artist that I really think is cool.
Okay.
Okay. Cape Coast. Kwano so namishia egofe kwano no.
Hey.
Nedim fene chipe. I wanted to make a machika mommy.
Hey.
Okay, that's it.
Debbie, we're treating each other anymore. Bro, fuck me pay typical cheap.
Okay, I'll tell you some proverbs.
Okay, that's fine.
Emre to say anoma. Say etua. Now one chino. Another one says, that's correct, right?
Yeah.
Another one is abusia to say quiet. Say what you now wanting. Or who say abon. Is that how you say? But say what call emwa. Or who say Jiabako bako. Sisi. Yeah, is that right?
Yeah.
Sounds
like
like
you've done well.
Your friend me Asidua, me favorite, me Okapuni, but my mommy fi US, and my papa fi every Domiabra. Me didn't fear 27, and me a journalist, me tonjum, me sa, and and be what.
Well done. Oh, I am so impressed. I know the person watching you out there is impressed as well. You you've done so well because you grew up in the US and here you are expressing yourself. So this is how we draw down the curtain for the gist with Chacha for this particular session. I know you really had fun listening to me and Isiedwa. Before we go, Isiedwa, I have a package for you from one of our sponsors.
Oh?
Yeah. So Glitch Jewelry wants to say a very big thank you for being on the Just with Chacha. This is a customized bead for you.
Oh my gosh,
yeah.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
May God bless your body.
Amen. Amen. Miss Mida was to say we now bring now back the Just with Chacha. So viewers, bye now.